What's going on, family? It's your boy, Zach Taylor. Welcome back to Up, another episode of Enlightenment and Uplift. Hey, I hope y'all have been enjoying these videos and loving the content that I've been giving out because, man, I'm just excited once again to give y'all another video. And the topic today is going to be about time. Any of y'all ever heard the phrase, time is of the essence, or time is money? Very true, very true. So master your time, take control over your time, and thus you have more control over things like money, right? So a couple things I want to point out when it comes to time, you guys. Urgency. This is a quote by Thomas Apong, who's a world-renowned missionary. Urgency wrecks productivity. What does that mean? Well, when you try to rush and push things, a lot of times you can dismiss a lot of the creativity and spark that is needed for such an idea or any type of action or project that's being worked on, right? But be mindful that it is important to be urgent, but you got to know when things are urgent and when things are important, right? Be able to distinguish between important and urgent tasks. An important task is something that can contribute to your long-term mission, values, and goals, whereas an urgent task has to be dealt with immediately. So understand the difference and have discernment and understanding when to apply pressure and when to allow things to take their natural course, right? Don't be available all the time. I know I can attest to this from my own personal experience, but too many times have I personally given other people my time and then not had enough for myself, whether that be for meditation, spiritual rejuvenation, working on a business or a project, or even just having time to self, right? Time to God. These things are very, very critical, and how your energy plays out in other arenas and other environments, right? So you cannot give your time to everybody all the time. You have to be some bit of selfish with your time and your energy. If you don't pay proper attention to what has your attention, it will take more of your attention than it deserves. David Allen. Allocate time to each task you intend to get done. Do not conform to tasks others expect of you. Again, this goes back to really just taking control over your life. You know what is important in your life. You know what is urgent to you. You know what needs to get done. So you cannot allow other people to distract you with other tasks, other events and goals that might seem good, but they're not aligned with what you have to get done. Only you and God know what really needs to be done. You can take that advice and listen to other people, but be mindful. If you have your own goals and tasks set in place, get those done first, right? Warren Buffett. You can't let others set your agenda in life. That's Warren Buffett, y'all. You cannot let others set your agenda in life. Many of us as kids probably had professions and careers put on us by our parents because that's a profession that they wanted to get into, but for whatever reason, they were just unfortunate in doing so. So they want us to try to get into the fields of being a doctor or a lawyer or engineer, whatever the case may be. But if that's not your goal and your agenda, that's not the purpose that God has for you, then you must understand that that is not worthy of my time. Sounds good. It could definitely be something in the foreseeable future, but it is not important and not urgent and a part of my time right now. Own a timepiece, y'all. Understand time through our position of the sun. Even if you don't have one of these, understand if you can look up in the sky and see where the sun is located, you know what time of day it is, thus knowing how to go about your day. I've always been big on mastering time, right? Because if I can really control my time and what amount of time I put into each activity, well, then I can never be late for anything. And punctuality, while some of us maybe are against it in certain instances, punctuality is crucial when it comes to the level of stress you can cause for yourself, the amount of energy you can fully give to an event or to a person or a dialogue, right? Consistency and time, and being aware of time and how much time it takes to get something done. How long does it take you to brush your teeth every morning? How long does it take you to get ready at a steady pace? Not rushing, but at a steady pace. How long does it take you to get ready? How long is your drive to work? If there's traffic, is it increased by 5 or 6 minutes? How long, if you're stopping at every stoplight, how long is that commute, right? How do you make sure that you master and take control over your time, right? So if something happens and you forget to wear your watch, you just don't have one right now, or it breaks, know the position of the sun. So you can always tell around what time of the day it is. That's where we get the hours from, by always watching the sun every hour, right? Always have a sense of time. Each task should be attainable, realistic, and time bound. Preston Neves, MSBA, psychology recommends you separate obligatory and discretionary time. I'll explain those. Your obligatory time is for others. I'm obligated to do this. I'm obligated to speak at this event. I'm obligated to speak for these people. Business meetings, appointments, work, conferences. Your discretionary time is what you can control. Do so. Again, obligatory time is a time that you have for others, allocated for others and events. Discretionary is what you can control. So, for example, if I know that I have to work from 9 to 5, well, then that's obligatory. I'm obligated to go to work so that I can make a check and provide for my family and for a better future, right? So outside of the 9 to 5, that would be my discretionary. When do I take a nap? When do I exercise? When do I eat? When do I rest my mind? When do I rejuvenate for the day, right? That's discretionary time. Turn off your phone and notifications, right? We're in a time now where we're so attached to our phones, right, that we literally use it for everything. Before, when you had to read about the news, you had a physical newspaper in your hand. Right now, you can see it on your phone, right? If you wanted to use a calculator, you had to get a physical calculator. Now it's on your phone. If you had to go and send an email to somebody, you had to go to a laptop. Now it's on your phone. So we have to be mindful of how much time we spend on our phones. For most people, I believe only with the iPhones. I'm not sure about Samsung's, Galaxies, or Notes. But with an iPhone, of course, almost at the start of every week, every Sunday, it lets you know what your screen time was for the previous week, whether it increased or it decreased, right? Take note of that stuff. Be mindful of how much time you're putting into your phone, especially when it comes to things that are not productive, right? Not getting you any smarter, right? Not getting you better at any type of skill or profession that you're in, right? So take some time away from your phone. Spend most of your time doing the right thing, and the rest will take care of themselves, right? Pretty sure you all have heard, do it right the first time. You don't want to do it the second time. A lot of times people have to do it the second time is because they have rushed. Take your time and do it right the first time. Prioritizing and optimizing your time during the day will give you more time to focus on what matters, getting more accomplished in a lesser amount of time. So basically what that is emphasizing on is when you legitimately have your day structured as to what you're going to do at least every other hour, you know what your day looks like in a general sense. Well, now you can dictate when other things come about on a spontaneous matter. You know what? I don't have time. You know, maybe if I can, I'll do it later today. John, I can't help you out right now, but let me call you back later this evening when I get everything taken care of, and I'll do that. Me personally and a couple friends of mine, we've made the mistake of putting on hold our tasks for the day to help others, and our tasks never get done. And it becomes a snowball effect, and now we're 3 days behind because we decided to help somebody move on a spontaneous request. We didn't have this in our calendar 3 days ago, but because somebody called us and it's our very good friends and we don't want to break that relationship, we jumped and we said yes. But now our business is dead in the water. So prioritize and optimize the events of your day so you can ultimately take control and make the proper adjustments throughout the day, thus ultimately always getting something done and still having time for self-care. All right. Majority of life is a numbers game. Sports statistics, finance, business, probability, even the concept of patience has to do with time and numbers once you break it down. Law of averages, right? Understand the numbers. Time is, constructed in a numerical form. So understanding how numbers work, understanding time and how it works best for you. The more of a grasp you have on the concept of time, hours in a day, how long does your morning routine take, commute, month-to-month availability, and annual focus, the more control you have over time. So those are some points that I would love for you guys to take note of. Really just take time to dissect and even think to yourself, how much time am I in control of, or someone else controlling my time, right? That's also another question you can have when it comes to your profession, right? Robert Kiyosaki, cash flow quadrant. Are you on the right side of the quadrant? where you're trading time for money, or the left side of the quadrant where you're trading time for money, or are you on the right side of the quadrant where you have passive income, where systems are in place, and now you control your time as well as your money? So take that home with y'all. I hope y'all really enjoyed this this episode and this topic. Please let me know if you want me to go more in depth or any other things that I mentioned in this video that you would love for me to talk about. So peace and love, y'all. Ashe and Otep. See y'all next week.